Good day everybody and welcome back to FTRL. Here we are, season 19 of Formula 1 is upon us finally after a couple of weeks breaks, and we are kicking off the season in style here at the beautiful circuit here at Imola. So after a couple of weeks off, we are back on track, providing you with up to some of the best racing action you are likely to see on this game over the next 12 weeks as we look to crown our 19th champion and what will be our third and final season on the 2021 game. And a week, of course, that's going to see the start of the actual F1 calendar as well from Bahrain, so a very exciting week all around. But let us get you in the mood with a little bit of action here from Imola first. And I said I'd go on board with Dan Morris because he wants to show us his helmet. Yes, you heard that right, ladies. Form queue. Here we are then on board with the McLaren man as he starts to wind up for a first flying run, and so down the start-finish straight we go. Look at that pit wall. We head up towards the first chicane. Put your braking marker on the right hand side, and down the gearbox to fourth gear. Ride the curve on the inside. A little bit of cover on the outside there, nicely done from Dan. Nice and tidy through the first one there. Use that bit of curve there just to open the angle for the apex a little bit better. Nice and tidy there through the Villeneuve chicane. Down to second gear for the slow left-hander, quick short shift up to third before we start climbing up the hill. All the right hand side there to make it the shortest distance. Over the crest we go, down a couple of gears onto the curve on the outside as we drop down into Acqua Minerale. Throw it in there, hope the car sticks. A little bit away from the apex out of the second part, but still tidy so far from damp. He heads up then towards the chicane here. Mind the curve, you've got to attack this. Ride as much curve as you dare, but don't lose the back. Nice. We've done there by Dan. And we are now dropping down the hill towards the Rabatzas. Down the gearbox to third. Throw it in there, use all the curve on the exit. Oh, he's invalidated. His lap is run too wide. Out of the second Rabatza, across the line. What would that have been? It would have been a 15.6. So shame that for Dan, but a nice insight to the beautiful flowing Imola circuit there we're going to guiding on tonight then. So let's go through the runners and riders then for season 19. Get the chat to work, that would help. Good evening, Mattman. And good evening, Kirai, who's cheering on Zumpy. Apologies if I pronounced your name wrong. Please do tell me. So the runners and riders, and top of the timesheets is the reigning champ, the man who wrapped his second title in 3 seasons up. Tico then back with us again to defend his Div 1 title. So a dramatic final round of the season of Bahrain where he held a sizable advantage over Dutch Trucks going into that final race. Needed just a clean run really, it was all going really nicely until a collision late on in the race which got him wing damage. Thankfully he was able to fight back through. Dutch picking up a penalty meant that he didn't get the points he needed. Tico ended up comfortably doing enough to wrap up his second FTRL Div 1 title, and he's back then to defend that title. Back in the same car he was in last season as well. All the drivers, teams and cars picked by the FTRL wheel at random this season, and it just happened that he's landed back in his seat from last season then. His nearest rival last season was this man. It's hark back to the good old days of FTRL, these two duking it out at the front. Dutch Trucks who missed this race last season, and that was probably a key point in his inability to just turn over that advantage that Tico had. He is here for it this time, and he currently sits at P2 then after his opening run. He's in the Avatari this season. IFR Links then, so the outgoing champ, having won in season 17. This season is in the Alpine. And he's hoping then to see if he can mount himself another title challenge. Missed a couple of races last season, but it meant he didn't really defend his title in a manner I think befitting of the man who is a very dedicated F1 racer. So he'll be hoping to be back in the mix this season. We know he's quick, we know he's consistent, and those are the two things you need to really harness to battle for championships. So can he be in the mix again this season? Simply Superman is joining us this season. He made his debut in that Bahrain finale. Now with us for a full season, he is in the Williams. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. Comes very highly rated by the likes of Funky Chicken and Co. So I'm excited to see how he gets on over the course of a season. Currently sitting P3 after his first run. And then we've got Zumpy, then the season 13 champ. partnering Dutch Tricks at AlphaTauri. That's going to be a very formidable team. So watch out for them in the Constructors. So of course he was cruelly denied victory in the opening round of last season at Silverstone after picking up a penalty on the final lap, which handed the victory to his teammate this season, Dutch Tricks. Will he be in the mix for wins this season? Let's hope so. He's a very quick boy. Eagle-eyed amongst us will recognise Maxi Sign from Div 2. So he has stepped up to Div 1 this season after departing Div 2 partway through last season. But races in a couple of leagues with a couple of the guys in here. So I know he's going to be on pace. Currently sat in P6 then after his first run. And yeah, good to see him back in the seat full time. And what gave this season? Dylan then, our somebody we're hoping for big things this season for the McLaren man. He is in the McLaren alongside Dan Morris. So expecting big things from Dylan again. Can he turn those strong performances last season that just didn't quite come off results wise and turn them into podiums, top 5 finishes? Maybe even that win he has been threatening. We shall see. Yogi back with us again. Good to have him back. He this season is in the Red Bull. So he's a bit of a staunch Mercedes fan. He showed me his setup, and he has a very impressive rig, which is plastered with Mercedes decals. So it might be a little bit cool of us to stick him in a Red Bull, their biggest rivals, but that is what the wheel decided. The same wheel that also put Mattman in a Red Bull. And if anybody in our Discord knows, Mattman had several meltdowns over the Red Bull last season, so I decided to release him from that drive, shall we say. But good to have him back with us. Hopefully he'll get some strong results this season. Then he is currently P9 ahead of Funky Chicken, last season's winner here. Then so in the Alfa Romeo, can he repeat that feat this time around? We shall see. Very popular man in the chat, in the Discord. I'm really hoping for big things for him again this season. Can he wrap up another win here? Then who moved up the order? It was Hellcat F1, formerly known as Funky Fox. Name change then, so no more Battle of the Funkies. He is in the Aston Martin, a beautiful green and pink Aston Martin. And currently sitting P4, then took a bit of a break while he had some exams over the Christmas period, but back with us full time this season. Great to have him back, and he is already showing his speed. Of course, finished second in his debut season in FTRL when he was a teammate to Lynx that season at McLaren. So big things to be expected of Hellcat. Just to see how he got on. Dutch Tricks has retired from the session. Oh, and has he had a crash because Dan Morris has retired, and both of them are on the exit of the first chicane. So has there been a coming together between those two cars? So they are out of the session. Dutch Tricks are out of the session. It is a bit of a shocker. Then Wesker is oh yeah, there's the McLaren that was in the middle of the track. Wesker then is down to reserve status, but has agreed to fill in for us tonight just to keep the numbers up. It's good to have him back. He is now, of course, focusing himself on GT Sport until the new F1 game comes out. But debuting tonight in the house. Good to see him back with us. Hopefully he can have a strong result. And we've got Crims and Adamaka who are both out of the session already. So Crims, who won a couple of races towards the end of last season, so an outside bit for the title perhaps. We know, very, very quick driver. He's in the Mercedes, and Adamako is in the Red Bull. Another one who's focusing a lot on FTRL's GT Sports side. Oh, Wesker catches a curve and into the wall. Oh dear. We'll get off him quickly. Andwar then, also another one who's reserving this season, but has agreed kindly to step in tonight in place of Carwin Rob, who is just waiting for his new wheel to come in. So good to have Carwin back, and in the meantime it's good to have Andy with us as well, and he is now just starting a flying run. Dan, of course, who we were on board with earlier on, he's out of the session having had a crash, possibly coming together with Dutch Tricks. They seem to be off at the same part of the circuit. And we've got SLX Tom, formerly known as Tom Duval, one of our FTRL admins. He's in the second Mercedes alongside Crims. And QVR Kelvin, or formerly NR Kelvin, back with us as well. So good to have him back. He is teaming up with Tico, in the Ferrari. Keeping up the Portuguese contingent as CR7 has dropped to reserve this season with the exams coming up. And Leonard Stevenson back with us in Div 1 as well in the second Alfa Romeo. Good to have him back in the top tier. We know he is very quick on his day. He's going to go, well, let's go on board with... We're on board with Andor, who's invalidated his lap, so we won't stay on board with Andor. We will pick up Tom DeVal in the Mercedes, and out the final corner he comes. And into the pits he goes. So at the end of that lap, Kelvin has abandoned his lap. So we'll go back to Lennon after all that anyway. In the chat, good evening Joe Corboy, good evening Unsafe Release, and good evening Mr. Matthias Schmidt. Thank you all for dropping into the stream. Hope you're all well. Then, a little wide and gets on the curve and invalidates his lap as well there, so track limit's been a problem already for a couple of drivers. Let's see how Simply Superman is getting on then. Get the tyres on, so everybody looks to be running the soft tyres in qualifying here. Is down as lots. I think he's just finished a flying run. Currently sitting in P3. Dylan goes P4 then in the McLaren. So great job from Dylan. Into the top four he goes on a 14.4. Very tiny laps from him. We've got Anwar on a lap now. So let's go on board with the Alpine man again. Chasing the Alfa Romeo up and over the hill. That'll be Lennon. Is Lennon on another lap? He's invalidated that lap, so we'll go back on board with Andor. Two OGs of the FTRL stable. Lennon, a former Div 2 champ, back in season 9, I believe it was. So Lennon dives into the pits. Andor's going to come through. Get a lap on the board, and it's good enough for P8. Then drops it just behind his team, exactly a 10th behind his team, and then so the Alpines 7th and 8th. Looking good for them so far. Then Hellcat then trying to respond to Dylan knocking him off the second row. He's invalidated this lap. This might be his out lap though, so we shall see. Anybody else on that? Andor's just finished one, hasn't he? Yogi's on an out lap. Let's go back then to Hellcat then. So, it's probably a little bit early, but while we're waiting for the final part of qualifying to wrap up, let's get some predictions in the challenge. Who do we think is going to be the season 19 champion? We've got 12 races ahead of us. This is, of course, being the very first one of the season. Who do we think at the end of the next 12 weeks is going to come out on top? Is it going to be Tico winning his third crown? Is Dutch Rich going to snatch it back? Is Link's going to win it this time? Maybe one of the new faces. Crims? Simply Superman? Maybe. Predictions, please. Who do we think is going to come away when we get to Austria in 12 weeks' time as season 19 Div 1 champion? Indeed, old boys indeed, Lennon. Old boys indeed. Very young old boys, my dad. Good looking young old boys as well. So Zumpy and Yogi on laps now. We'll stay on board then with Zumpy. And this beautiful AlphaTauri then. Big fan of this livery. Big fan of the new car as well. AlphaTauri looks very, very good. And fingers crossed that Gasly and Tsunoda will have a strong season as well. I think Gasly does. I'm a big fan of Gasly, to be honest, so I hope he has some strong results. And I also hope that Zombie has some strong results as well. So here he comes in out the final cut. Oh, big sideways moment. Just how did he save that? Wow. Superb car control from Zumpy as he starts his flying lap. That was a huge save there from Zumpy. As Yogi goes 5th fastest then. Red Bull goes into the top 5. A 14.5 splits Hellcat and Dylan. So that's a very good lap there from Yogi. Popped himself onto the 3rd row. Top 5 there, of course. A very nice Ukrainian tribute helmet there. I actually do believe that Yogi is Ukrainian, so that would explain the helmets. But of course, I think we're all very aware of what's going on over there. And hopefully we'll get a peaceful resolution very soon. I appreciate you stepping in, Andy. Thank you very much. It's much appreciated. I'm sure you'll enjoy it, really. So then we are in then to the final 1 minute 15 of the session. And let's go aboard then with the current provisional pole sitter and his nearest rival out of the session already. Can he improve on his 13.8? He's the only man under 1 minute 14 so far. Looking particularly racy so far then as he goes through the first sector. Towards Tozer, and he is up in sector 1 then by 47 thousandths. Looking to just lower that bar a little further and starts driving up the hill. Flicks into the left-hander. Drops down and into Aqua Minerale. Up there he goes, a little bit twitchy there. Kept his foot in. Into the second split point, he's lost a bit of time, but he's still up as he attacks the chicane. That's an aggressive through then, starts to run down the hill then towards the Ravazzas. Into Ravazza 1, don't run too wide then. Into Ravazza 2. Doesn't take the Zumpy line of drifting around that final corner. And does lower the bar, and he finds a lot of time in the final sector, then improves to a 13.6. So really good. Hellcat goes second on a 14.1. So he knocks Dutch Trick off the front row. What about Simply Superman? How's he getting on? He's up in sector 1. Where's Dylan? He is further back, so we'll stay on board with Simply Superman then. Currently P4. Just been knocked down a position as Hellcat goes second. Zumpy goes up to P6 then, so good job there from him. Superman coming down the hill towards the Ravazzas, currently P4. Needs half a tenth to get back on to P3. Here he comes into the line, hogs the inside. And he crosses the line, goes second at 14.1. He did find enough time. So great job there, great final sector from him. And he goes back onto the front row, Dylan goes fourth. And Dutch Tricks is suddenly down on the third row of the grid. What about Andoir? Andoir, oh, he's invalidated his lap, unfortunately, having been up as well in sector 2. So that then is the end of that then. And Tico takes the first point of the season. So the reigning champ leads the championship already, having taken that point for pole position. Simply Superman joining him on the front row and not quite able to get into the 13. So Tico looking like the class of the field, as he was here for a large portion of the race last season. But that he had a penalty to his name, and those safety cars meant that he couldn't pull away in time, which allowed Funky Chicken to just close in on him after that final safety car on fresh soft tyres. Carved his way through the pack and came in right on the tail of the Ferrari man to take his first FTRL win. In the chat, Goy Carp, let's go Andoir. Yeah, let's go Andoir indeed. So there we go then, first pole position of the season goes to Tico. He is joined on the front row by Simply Superman in the Williams. Hellcat and Dylan sharing the second row of the grid. Great effort from those two. Their Dutch Tricks bumped down to the third row alongside his teammate though. Zumpy lines up P6. Then we've got the, I was going to say the two Ukrainians, but Yogi's Ukrainian is 7th, and Links there with the Ukrainian flag is P8, Andor P9, and Lennon rounding out the top 10. Number 115 dead. Love that a lot. Then Maxi Syme starts P11, Funky Chicken, and qualified on the medium tire, starts P12. Wesker, the final one to get a lap time in here, will start 13th. And then the guys who didn't get a lap time on the board, Crims, Adamako, Dan, Tom Duval and Kelvin starting 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th and 18th then. So 18 runners for our first round of the season. Qualifying done. Now let's get some podium predictions in the chat then. Tico on pole. Is he going to be the man to beat once again? Simply Superman comes with a good reputation though. Is he going to be in the mix? And we are greeted by beautiful blue skies, a little bit of cloud hanging around, but looks to be a sunny, dry race ahead of us. And my podium prediction, I think based on how last season went, I think Tico, and the fact that he was half a second quicker than anybody in qualifying, Tico is going to be the man to beat, so I think he will win this time. I think that Simply Superman will be second, and I think that Dutch Tricks will get through to third. That is my podium prediction. Let's see how good I am. I would love Dylan to get a good result. I would love Funky Chicken to come through and win again, but we shall see how the race pans out. As the countdown to the first race of the season begins. I say the first race, the first formation lap of the season begins. Cars on the grid then. Let's see who's running on what. As we go away then on the formation lap, and it is pole position for Tico in that Ferrari. However, we saw last season that is not necessarily the place that you want to be. So let's see if that is the case once again though. However, he has taken that point. He leads the championship as a result. And he is the best view down to turn 1 as he bids to retain his hard-won title from last season. Simply Superman joining him on the front row. Of course, all the top 10 on the tyres they qualified on, so they will all be on the soft tyre. Hellcat F1 back with us. Great job from him. Starts P3. Dylan as well. Great job from him. P4. Can his racecraft keep him in the mix for a top 3 finish tonight? Let's hope so. Lining up P4 Dutch Tricks. That retirement qualifying meant he couldn't improve his lap, and he drops down to the 3rd row, so he's got a bit of work to do. But if anybody can do it, it is this man, and he's got his teammate right alongside him on the grid. AlphaTauri is going off 5th and 6th with Zumpy alongside him. Yogi, great qualifying from him, P7 in the Red Bull. And IFR Lynx joins him on the 4th row in the Alpine. Great job for the season 17 champ. Can he go forward from there? Andwar starts P9 in the 2nd Alpine, so both Alpines in the top 10, and Lennon starts P10. They are all, of course, starting on those tyres. They qualified then. The free tyre choice goes to everybody from P11 down. Started with Maxi Simon, who's starting on the medium tyres. And we've got Funky Chicken, who's also starting on the mediums. Wesker starts P13, he's on the soft tyre, so he's going aggressive in the first stint. Crims starts P14, he's on the medium tyre in the Mercedes. Adamako starting P15, he's on the soft tyre. Dan Morris is P16, but he's had some contacts, so he's on the grid, he's on the medium tyre. Then we've got Tom Deval starting P17, that's now SLX Tom Deval. So he's found himself an esports team. He starts P17, and bringing up the rear is a Ferrari sandwich as QVR Kelvin starts P18, also on the mediums. So that's the tyres everyone on. A few guys might be losing a little bit of tyre temp as the grid forms up. Thankfully they won't have too long to wait. And Lennon and Andy are currently having a moment in the chat about the fact they are together on the grid. Can't get these two apart then. Here we go then. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 red lights. Season 19, round 1 is go. We've got a terrible camera angle. It's a good start from TK. The Simply Superman hasn't got the good launch. Look out for Dylan going around the outside. Dutch Tricks trying to find a way through as well. As they come down to turn 1 for the first time, we're all going to get round okay. Dylan's getting squeezed out there by Dutch Tricks. Everybody seems to have got through okay. It's a great job everybody through that first tricky chicane, but Tico has got an absolutely outstanding launch and is already a second clear. He is flying in these first couple of corners. Simply Superman second, Hellcat staying third, Dutch is up 1 into 4th, Dylan's gone down, IRF Lynx is up 2. He's into P6. And Zumpy down 1 to P7, Andwell's up 1, Lennon's up 1, Crims is up 4. Crims had a really good start in the Mercedes. Funky Chicken's at 1, Yogi's had a poor start, down 5 positions in the Red Bull. Running a little bit wide there, almost to the back of Funky Chicken as they go through Aqua Minerale for the first time. A bit of a gap back then to Wesker, who's got Adamaka right behind him. Then SLX Tom, Dan Morris, Maxi Syme, who's down 6, he's had a poor start, he's got some wing damage. So Maxi Syme has had some damage on lap 1. GBR Kelvin going through. So Maxi Syme then going to be praying for a safety car now, missing his right end plate, look. Not the ideal start for the Williams man, however the ideal start for the Ferrari, who is 1.4 seconds clear. He is off and running on lap 1. Into the pits then comes the Williams, so he's going to be praying for a safety car, try and bring him back into contention. Into the chicane we go then. It's a demon start from the reigning champ, laying down an early marker. Then it's the chasing pack led by Simply Superman. But Hellcat and Dutch Tricks tucked right on behind him. A little bit of a gap back then to Dylan, but he's still very much in touch. And he's bringing Lynx, Zumpy, Andwar, Lennon, Crims, Funky Chicken, Yogi with him as well, so all the way down to P12. Then we've got a bit of a gap back to Wesker now, 3.6 seconds then, that gap now between Wesker and Yogi. So Wesker not having the best start. Meanwhile, Hellcat under attack from Dutch Tricks into the chicane. Dutch thinks about it, gives him a little bit of room. He's going to compromise him at the chicane. Oh, big twitch there as he tries to get the power down. And Dutch Tricks is going to sweep around the outside. Drops into the slipstream then as they head down towards the Ravazzas. He's going to go for a move down the inside. He thinks about it. Dutch has to give him the room. But drops back in behind again. So Dutch Tricks all per position. Into the top 3 already. Assetto setting a new fastest lap now. And that battling has let Simply Superman get away as well. We're on to lap 3. Which means that DRS is going to be enabled. And looks like Hellcat's had a really good run through the first chicane. Is he going to go for the move into the Villeneuve chicane on Dutch Tricks? Not quite close enough. Oh, and he spins on the curb and into the wall. Oh no. Terribly bad luck. Looks like he's just about kept it out the wall. Not get too much damage anyway. Oh, he's got hot tyres now though. That's all gone a little bit wrong. It's such a shame. They've had a really strong start as well. Let's just split the top of the order up a little bit then. Just needs to compose himself, get his head down, get those tyres cooled down. Still a long way to go in this one, lap 3 of 32. Having had that battle from 2nd down to 12th, it's now just fractured slightly. Leader, of course, still Tico, who was 2 points. Oh, he's off! Oh, Tico is out! The race leader is in the wall at the final corner, VSC deployed. Oh, and Dylan's spinning the pit lane. As they dive in there as the VSC comes out. And a full safety car deployed. It's gone from VSC to full, and the race leader is out on lap 3. Safety car deployed. And that is going to throw this race wide open. Oh, Tico just came out of the final corner, got on that curb, lost the back end, into the wall on the inside. And out of this race, the reigning champ, race leader, pole sitter, who was pulling away at the front, is gone. So into the pits then comes Maxi. Sam's going to go through again because he's already pitted. Hellcat now getting his wing changed, away he goes. This is exactly what him and Maxi Sam needed, having had early dramas. Everybody else into the pits then, so Simply Superman, Dutch Tricks, Anwar, Lennon all cleared the safety car. So a few guys have cleared the safety car. In fact, everybody would have cleared the safety car because it didn't pick up the leader. So they then get, well, it's probably lucky for a lot of people to be honest, because the guys who didn't dive into the pits having seen the accident can now make their way in. So Simply Superman will pit. Yep, Dutch Tricks will stay out. That's interesting. I feel like that's a bold call. That's a bold call from Dutch Tricks, especially as he needs to stop off those soft tyres soon. Lennon comes through to P2. Crimson Funky Chicken are on the medium tyres, so that it doesn't really work for their strategy unless they wanted to go into the hard tyres, so they're going to want to stay out. But that is a very interesting call from Dutch Tricks. Lennon has followed him as well then, so those two have not pitted off the soft tyres they started on. They now pick up behind the safety car then, so as the order shuffles around, we'll get an idea of the running order then as the car's making the way in. So I think now everybody who's going to pit has pitted. And so the running order on lap 5, we're behind the safety car for the first time this season because we have just seen our race leader crash out at the end of lap 3. Drama of the highest order. D. Graham in the chat there, can't believe Tico bottled that uncontested. He was definitely pushing, he was building that lead. He looked the class of the field. He was the class of the field last season as well, wasn't he? Because he led that race, most of that race. It was really just for that penalty in the safety car late on that kind of stopped him from winning it, because even after the early safety car he'd pulled away again, having got that penalty, but that late one on older tyres, he just couldn't get enough of a gap. Yeah, small lapse in concentration and it's just that easy to end in disaster. Safety car is in this lap there. Now the field hasn't quite all formed up here, but Then so Dutch Trick's going to lead us round from Lennon. Crims is now third. Funky Chicken is fourth. Careful those front wing, boys. Dan Morris now P5. SLX Tom is sixth, and QVR Kelvin. Then Simply Superman, who's just pitted. He is now eighth. Dylan is ninth. Lynx is 10th. Zumpy 11th. Andor 12th. And Yogi, Wesker, Adamako, Maxi Simon, and Helka. And we are racing again. Dan Morris is not hanging around on Funky Chicken. Trying to get a run down the start-finish straight. Funky Chicken's going to hold him off, though, I think. He's got a bit of slipstream ahead of him. From Crims. Jostling for position. Goes him a little bit deep now. Here comes SLX Tom around the outside. Oh, they're going to touch as well. Oh, and that almost is in a disaster as well. But they survive. Further back, Zumpy getting a move done on Kelvin. So that's really blown this race wide open then. Zumpy now having a look at Dylan as well. So Zumpy looking very racy at this restart then, but Dutch Tricks has got a really good restart. Leading by 9/10 of a second. He knows though he needs to build a gap because a lot of those guys behind him have now pitted. It's a question of whether or not those guys on the mediums can get to the end. A couple of the drivers went onto the hard. Simply Superman, Lynx, Andwar and Wesker. Oh, that's Lennon going down the order. Lennon's spun Aqua Minerale. Out of P2. That's a shame for Lennon. Hopefully he's just spun, not got any damage. That then gives Dutch Tricks a 2.4 second lead suddenly over Crims. Leading the charge behind him. Because he started on the medium tyres and he didn't want to pit. But he's now pulling away from a Funky Chicken who's got the train behind him. Oh, Wesker's gone. Oh, Wesker's got the same place. Are we going to see a safety car? We are. Another safety car deployed. And Wesker's had the same accident. You might not see the car because we've got the wrong camera angle, but yeah, as the Hellcat comes through, we've got another safety car. So Wesker has had the same accident as Tico. Now, does Dutch Tricks take this opportunity to pick? Lennon is now in. He's now going onto the hard tyre. Dive bomb Dutch. Yes, Lennon, you should have dive bombed him. Serves you right, because you didn't do it. So then, safety cars are breeding safety cars. However, this looks like just an individual error from Wesker. Again, the same accident there, running a little bit wide on the curb, trying to get the power down. And the tyres said no. Unfortunately, Wesker was on the hard tyre, so maybe didn't have the temperature. Now, what does Dutch Tricks do here? Because everybody else on the soft tyre pitted under the last safety car. He chose to stay out. However, if he pits now, he's going to drop all the way to the back of the field here. Of course, the field hadn't really had time to string out. So what does he do? He's given up one free pit stop. I think he has to pit this time, and he does. So in comes Dutch Tricks. The rest of the field, you imagine here, will saunter through. Anybody going to change tyres? In comes Kelvin. He's pitting as well. I'm staying out on those soft tyres. We're not going to come through. Think so? Had a pit stop. Nope, he's going to carry on. Maybe just slowing for his delta. He will come through. Lennon then on his way around then. So, change to the running order once again. Crims is now the race leader. A familiar position, we've seen him. He drove an absolute superb race at Brazil last season. Dominated there in Div 1. So we know they can lead races. But yeah, you feel like Dutch has missed an opportunity there. He's now pitted. He's now on the medium tyres, but he's in P14. The guy who was second at the last safety car, Simply Superman, is P5. So if Dutch had have pitted, he'd have been 5th or 6th. Feel that? So maybe the wrong call, but we shall see. A long way to go. We're on lap 8 of 32. Oh, that's Funky Chicken almost into the back of Crims at Aqua Minerale. Did he get away with that? I think so. His wing looks to be intact. But yeah, that was a little bit too close for comfort there. Don't be doing that. I know you had a very good, successful late run last time, but don't count it happened again, Funky Chicken. Do not count it as a given then. Crims leads from Funky Chicken, Dan and SLX Tom. Those four, the top four, haven't pitted yet because they all started on the medium tyres. So they're going to go deeper into this race. Don't fancy the hard tyres. Now, does Funky Chicken have to pit? Did he manage to avoid getting any damage? He's staying to the left, so I think so. Yeah, he's through. Superman then, who was running P2, now P5, but is the first driver to have completed his mandatory pit stop. And on those hard tyres, you imagine he can go to the end, so he's in quite a strong position here. Behind him is IFR Lynx. He too has made his mandatory pit stop. So Lynx another one in potentially a very strong position. In P6 then, oh, what's going on there? Nope, change positions, it's fine. Done. Is the first guy who's pitted but on the medium tyres, and he's P7, Zumpy's P8, Yogi's P9. They've all pitted, they're all on fresh mediums. And we've got Andwar in 10th, he's on the hard tyre. Adamako, he's pitted, he's on the mediums. Then we've got Maxi Simon, who's on the soft tyre. He pitted, of course, at the end of lap 1 after getting some wing damage. Then Hellcat, who had that spin. He's recovered down to P13, he's on some fresh medium tyres. Then Dutch Tricks, we find, having just pitted out of the lead. Finds himself down in P14 though. He's got 13 cars to overtake to get back to the front. And only 4 of them have definitely got to make a pit stop, although Maxi Simon will as well. So the question is, are those 4 extra laps on the tyres of the likes of Dylan, Zumpy, Yogi et al. Going to last until the end, or are they going to need a pit again? Kirill Kelvin is P15, he's just pitted, he's now on the hard tyres, and Lennon has caught the back of the pack after his spin. He's on the hard, so he's good to the end of the race. Safety car is in this lap, so we are about to resume racing. Crimson takes over, dictating the pace. Right, just need to keep yourselves away from each other, boys. Please do not hit each other. And Crims has got an absolutely beautiful relaunch there. Funky Chicken has been caught on his heels. What a restart from Crims. He has timed that absolutely beautifully. Away he goes. He's 1.4 seconds ahead as they get to the line. Demon restart from the Mercedes. Funky Chicken under attack from Dan Morris already. They come down towards the chicane for the first time after the safety car is in. Has to go a little bit defensive again. Dan trying to go around the outside. Oh, gets a warning and a penalty for his endeavours. Through the Villeneuve chicane we go. And down the inside comes Dan on Funky Chicken. Up into P2 goes the McLaren man. Great job from him there. And is Tom going to get us through as well? He does. So yeah, SLX Tom Duval picks his moment. And through he goes. And Funky Chicken goes down 2 places then. Dan set that one up. Opened the door. Tom following him through. Says thank you very much. And away they go. But that has just given Crims an even bigger lead. Now it's 2.7 seconds. What a restart from Crims. Oh, he's on the curb. Oh, big moment again. And the race leader almost, another race leader almost having a drawer on the curb. Gets away with it. They lost a couple of tenths. Can survive that then. Simply Superman and IFR Lynx. And Dylan tucked right underneath the rear wing now of Funky Chicken, who's diving into the pits as he got some damage. Oh, and he's sped in the pit lane now as well. Oh, and he's retired. No. No. Oh, somebody's had a drama at the final corner. I think it was Zumpy. And... oh, and Andor's gone. Oh, and a safety car again. Oh no, it's all going off here. Oh, Maxi Simon's gone as well. Oh, there's a bit of coming together between Andor and Maxi Simon by the look of it. So dropping like fries. What happened to Tico? Well, Casey, good evening by the way. He was leading the race comfortably by 2.3 seconds. Came out of the second Ravazza, got on the curb on the outside, spanned the tyres up and deposited his car into the inside wall. Is what happened to Tico. The race then going broken up now, so we've had lost 3 cars on that lap alone. So Funky Chicken seems to have got some damage. Dived into the pits. Retired. Meanwhile, Andwar and Maxi Simon came together on the run down to the first chicane by the look of it. This race just getting a little bit stop-start at the minute. I've just missed the biggest crash of the straight. Well, was it Bottas and Russell-esque? Lennon, I wonder. So the order shuffles once again as Crimson has now got to make that restart happen all over again. Into the pits comes Dutch Tricks, QVR Kelvin, Lennon and Adamako. They're all going to take fresh medium tyres, I think they are. Adamako's going to the hards, interestingly. Oh dear. It sounds like there has been an incident into the first chicane, unfortunately, which has deprived us of Andor and Maxi Sign for the rest of this one. They're down to just 13 runners. We're only on lap 12 of 32. Still 20 laps to go. The third safety car. They are breeding safety cars a little bit at the moment. So the order shuffles again then. So Crims is still the leader. Dan Morris is now second. SLX Tom LD is third. Simply Superman is fourth. Of course, your top three still haven't made a mandatory pit stop, however. Now, are they going to wait later into the race to go into the soft tyre, or are they going to take the gamble? I think I thought they would have pitted if they were going to go onto the hard tyre. So they seem content to try and wait it out, but they're going to need to stop. They're going to hope for no more safety cars, try and string themselves out a little bit, get a bit of a gap. Otherwise, they're just going to drop in at the back of the pack. Simply Superman still the man in the best position, P4. He's made his mandatory stop. Now, the interesting here for the Mercedes boys is they are first and third at the moment, which means they are potentially compromising each other's strategies. So they're going to hope the gaps do open up a little bit. So as not to overly compromise themselves when they pit. When I say compromise themselves, it would be Tom LD, who's the one who obviously wants to not have his teammate too close, so that he isn't held in the pits by his team getting fresh tyres for him. So it's been the season start. This is the first race, mate. I do apologise. I thought you'd seen all the messages. I do apologise. I thought about it. I thought I should have messaged you just in case earlier. But this is round one, so I do apologise, mate. Yeah, so we are back running again now. Hashtag check the calendar tab. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Oh dear, it sounds like there's been a messy first quarter then. So, lap 13 of 32, a running order as follows. Crims leads from Dan Morris, SLX Tom LD, Simply Superman, IFR Lynx, Dylan McGibbon, Yogi F1, Hellcat F1, Zumpy, QVR Kelvin, Lennon, Dutch Tricks and Adamako is your running order. Safety car is in this lap. Hopefully that will be the last time we see it for a while, if at all, for the rest of the race. We're going to recommence on lap 14. Oh, and Adam's got a penalty under the safety car. That'll be over the curbs at the chicane. Not ideal. The field start to box themselves up, trying to get good track position. Crims has pulled the trigger. He's got a good restart again, not as good as the first one, but not bad by any means. And away he goes. Dan trying to go with him. Tom Duval this time has one a little bit caught on his heels. And he's now under pressure from Simply Superman. Racing resumes then on lap 14, and away we go. And we're going to see a move into one. Tom Duval's thinking about covering the inside from Simply Superman, who's up just looking at the background. Dylan looking at Lynx, not quite close enough though. Got Yogi and Hellcat right behind him. I think he's just trying to warm his tyres, to be honest. Get a bit of heat into those hard tyres. Well, he's on the mediums, so yeah, I'm trying to just get a bit of heat into them again as they get going. Here comes Hellcat around the outside of Yogi. Yogi holds him off on the inside though. Red Bull Man not being overtaken there as Dutch has gone past Lennon further back. So they head up the hill. Who was that? That was Yogi and Hellcat again. Still going at it. Hellcat down the inside. Has he got the move done? Yogi's hanging on the inside but sees the position. Good move from Hellcat. Up into P7 he goes. Here now comes Zumpy. What's going on up here? Dylan and Lynx going at it. Dylan down the inside of Lynx into the chicane. Through he goes. As Kelvin gets a penalty further back. So Dylan then on the move. But Crims has managed to open up a lead of 1.3 seconds then. So great opening lap after the restart again. Hoping though they can just keep under racing conditions now so we can try and build a gap. It's down the start finish rate we go, on to like 15 now. Approaching half race distance. Crims leads by 1.5 seconds from Dan, then SLX Tom. He's got Simply Superman just happy for the moment to just sitting behind him. He knows he doesn't need to pit, the guys ahead of him do. He is the net race leader. However, he's got a very racy Dylan behind him on those medium tyres. Are one lap older, and Dylan's looking for a move up the inside. Simply Superman gives him the room, trying to railroad around the outside, keep the momentum up, but I think Dylan might have this one. And wheel to wheel over the crest of the hill, bumping wheels into the left-hander. Through goes Dylan. He's aggressive, but through he goes, and now he is the net race leader, having made his mandatory stop. Hellcat very much back into this one now as well. Oh, big moment again though. XFX with an Raleigh saves this one though. Superb job. He's gone past his season 17 teammate as well. Link's dropping down then to P7. Yogi behind then Zumpy. QBR Kelvin. Dutch Tricks very much in this one as well. And Lennon and Adamako, so the field still very much together. Apart from the race leader, who is 2.3 seconds ahead and pulling away. DRS is re-enabled then this time around. They will not have it on the run down to turn 1 this time. Field then just starting to spread out a little bit now. Top 3 just spreading out a little bit. And the train led by Dylan, who's still very much in the hunt of SLX Tom LD. Hellcat looking at Simply Superman. Even further back, QBR Kelvin and Zumpy, is that? It is. Oh, what's up with the Zumpy? Oh, he's wide. Oh, he's got some damage to a wing, I think. We had a moment somewhere as Zumpy's lost a handful of places there. And the wing seems to be intact there, so not quite sure what happened to Zumpy. But he's dropped from P9 all the way down to P13. QBR Kelvin, Dutch, Lennon and Adam all getting through. Scotland into the chicane for the 16th time. We are now at half race distance. Crimson out of the final corners. Dutch Tricks has made the move on Kelvin into Ravazza 1. Kelvin going, oh no. Oh no, Kelvin's bit off, has he? Oh, he spun down to 13th. He should be able to get going again though. Crimson leading by 2.8 seconds then. Yeah, the Ferrari man is on his way again. Dutch Tricks now making the move on Yogi. Up to P8 he goes. So DRS has now been re-enabled. Dutch Tricks is on the move up to P8. Next target is Lynx. As Hellcat going past Simply Superman. Yeah, through he goes. Hellcat then up to P5. Again, it's just a question of tyre life. Him and Dylan both on the medium tyres. Are they going to get to the end? And if they do get to the end, how much life will they have in them? Lead is now 3.4 seconds then. Crim's doing everything he needs to do to try and build a gap. Of course, he still needs to make his mandatory pit stop. As Lennon picks up a penalty further back, Dan having a really strong run here up in P2. Keeping a bit of a gap back to SLX Tom LD. Hovering around the DRS zone. Ooh, big twitch there from Tom LD, and that's going to give Dylan a run. He'll have DRS this time, but Tom's got it as well. But Dylan's had a much better launch off the final corner. To the inside he goes. And through he goes, and McLaren's second and third. And now here comes Hellcat. Oh, into the back of Tom LD. And such momentum. Nowhere to go. That is one of the natures of this circuit. It's very tight. Now looking for a way through. Those medium tyres a little bit past their best, but only 4 lap difference between him and Hellcat behind him. And Simply Superman links the 2 guys on the hard tyres, and then Dutch Tricks is now on the back of them. So he has brought himself very much back into contention now. Then Yogi and Lennon Nose to tail as well. And then we get back to Zumpy, recovering after his drama. He's got back ahead of Adamako. And then QBR Kelvin, who had that spin on his way. Still in this one then. Crims coming through the complete lap 18. Leads now by 4.9 seconds. He is absolutely flying. Here comes Dylan on his teammate. Dan currently P2. He shouldn't fight this one too much. To the inside comes Dylan. Gives his teammate plenty of room, and into P2 he goes. Still, of course, that is the net race lead because the race leader has not yet made his mandatory stop. So when are those three drivers yet to stop going to make their first and hopefully only stop? Crims, Dan and SLX Tom LD are the three drivers who have not yet made a mandatory stop, as Dutch trying to fight their way past Lynx. Lynx fights back. Lynx holds on. Board then with the Alpine as he closes back in on the rear of Simply Superman. Climbing up over the crest of the hill. Lennon going past Yogi further back then. So Lennon on the move. Despite his dramas early on. Looks like having a good run then. What's going on further ahead? QBR Kelvin with a penalty. Lead now 5.4 seconds. For the race leader, look at this train. Into the pits comes Dan Morris, and he's pulled the trigger. He's in for his stop. Trying to undercut the two Mercedes. And that's going to give Dylan just a bit of breathing room into turn one. He's not going to be under attack. His teammate would have been right there by the time they got to the braking zone with the DRS. Everybody else still as you were because they all had DRS. So no moves made that time around. Hellcat looking very racy on the back of SLX Tom. Is he going to go for a move here into the left hand and not quite close enough? Oh, big twitch again. The Aston Martin looking like a rally car. Backing it in and out of the corner. He's had a couple of moments now, saved two of them, had one spin. He's not going to be doing those tyres any good though. Very quick over out of Aquamina Raleigh. Big twitch again there, that Aston Martin really shaking its head. You see the Aston Martin looks to be the quicker car at the moment. He just can't find a way through. Now are one of the Mercedes going to pull the trigger here? Having seen Crims is in, so race leader is in. Dylan will now take over the lead of the race. And what is Tom going to do? Oh, Hellcat's in the pit, says he got some damage. He must have got some damage, unless he's cooked his tyres. So Dylan then goes through, SLX Tom into P2, Simpson Superman back into third, then Lynx and Dutch. Lennon there as well. Got a couple of the penalties to name, but on for a strong result here, Lennon, on his return to Div 1. And Yogi 7th, Zumpy is 8th, Adamako 9th, Kelvin coming through, then Crims just made his stop. Got then lining it up as he comes out of the pits. I think he's back on the medium tyre, interestingly. I haven't gone for the soft tyre. Dan there just getting the jump on him. Dan they're not really getting close to the fact the gap to Crims is about the same, so despite the undercut, Dan has not been able to make any inroads into Crims, who is now got to see how far he can get up the order. Yellow flag sector 2, who is it? Oh, it looks like Yogi. Oh no, Yogi spun, lost his wing as well, VSC deployed. It's got going again though, so it should be a short one. Dylan leads now. This could work out nicely for Tom Duval if the VSC is still out when he gets to the pit lane, because it's quite a long pit lane here, so the time he loses will be diminished. So expect the Mercedes to peel off here. He does indeed. That releases Simply Superman and Lynx again. Dylan then leading this race still though. 10 laps to go. Does he have the tyres to get to the end? Soft tyres for the Mercedes. Now is he going to jump his teammate? Who else is in here? Dutch is in again. Zumpy's in. Adamako's in. Yogi's in, of course, having had that spin and damaged his wing. Or lost his wing. Now, are they banking on a full safety car? Race is away again. We are green. And Crims has just held on ahead of his teammate then. So Dylan leads from, so now this is the battle for the lead, the true battle for the lead, and it's Dylan from Simply Superman from Lynx. Those are your top three. Lennon, Cuvier, Kelvin in fifth, and then Crims having just made his stop. And let's have a look at the interval to the leader. So his gap to the leader is 19.7 seconds. That's a big gap. So you would need a safety car to realistically get back on terms. But we shall see. Had a couple already. Indeed, Academies can't wait for the better division to race tomorrow. Well, of course, yeah, we are back tomorrow as well. Div 2 kicks off its season 19 campaign right here at Imola as well. So do join me at 8 o'clock tomorrow for that. Oh, Tom DeVal, I've got a penalty. And the Mercedes and track limits finally catching up with him. Into the first chicane we go again. Dylan leads by 0.6 of a second from Simply Superman at IFR Lynx. Crim's the fastest lap of the race at 15.7. Let's have a look at the gap. Now the gap is down to 18 seconds, so he's flying as Tom DeVal losing a place to Dutch Tricks on the run down to turn 1. Now Vatari is flying, but is he going to be able to get back to the front? Are those guys at the front going to last on those tyres? Dylan's the big question. He's got 18 laps on those medium tyres already. Are they going to get him to the end? He's got Simply Superman and Lynx who are on the hard tyres. We know they'll go to the end. So we drop down to the Ravazzas then for the 23rd time in this race then. Top 3 nose to tail. Hellcat with a penalty further back. Dylan's still got that 5-second penalty to his name as well. I've just remembered that. Of course, he sped in the pit lane at his first stop. That will drop him to the back. So Simply Superman is still the net race leader, in fact. Bouncing over the curbs there. Dylan leads on the track. Simply Superman second. IFR Lynx is third. And Lennon Crim's going past Kelvin on the run down to the first chicane. Dutch Tricks now takes the fastest lap there, 15.2. Have a look at the gap to the lead. Crims has got it down to 15 seconds then, so he is flying. Is he going to have enough time then? We've got 8 laps to go. It's taking chunks of time. It's 4 seconds in 3 laps, so he's not quite there, but we shall see. His tyres are going to be dropping off. I think Dylan's tyres will be feeling already very second hand. On a yellow flag further back. Who or what is that? Not sure who that was. Nope, no idea who that was. Here we go then. Now is Simply Superman close enough this time? DRS is open. Dylan covering the inside. He's going to make him go the long way around, but with the DRS you feel that will be a formality. Simply Superman hits the front once again. Oh, Dylan's tyres looking past their bash. He's had a poor run through the chicane. Lynx is going to sweep around the outside. Oh, the season 17 champ. What a move from the Alpine around the outside of the final part of the first chicane, and into P2 he goes. And I think Dylan's tyres have just started to cry enough. Can he hang on for a podium? He's got Lennon closing in. Lennon's got a couple of penalties as well though. And then Crim's 10 seconds back and closing. He is flying. Calvin in 6th and Dutch Tricks in P7. Tom DeVal is 8th. Dan Morris is 9th. We've got a yellow flag further back. It's always Hellcat's on another drama, is he? Oh, he's spun on the exit of the chicane. Away he goes again. Zumpy and Adam getting through. It's all changed at the front then. Simply Superman has hit the lead again. Oh, and then the Aston Martin's had another spin. And hot tyres again. Mako gets a penalty there for running a bit wide. Coming in to start lap 26 and 6 to go. Simply Superman leads by 0.6 of a second. Here comes Lynx though with the DRS. Dylan resolutely hanging on, but you feel his tyres are just too second hand now to really factor into the victory. So can he hang on for a podium? Lynx then closing right in on the lead at Simply Superman. Further back, Dutch has just passed QVR Kelvin into turn 1. Turn 1 to the first chicane, sorry. So Dutch is flying, trying to salvage it. I just feel that he should have pitted on that first safety car. He chose to stay out for track position, got a pit stop shortly afterwards, took fresh tyres under that VSC, maybe thinking it might turn into a full safety car, as we saw with the Tico incident, but alas. Oh, and Dylan's now got a penalty for track limits as well. Look at the penalty situation. It's now 8 seconds for Dylan, 3 for Lennon, 6 for Kelvin, 3 for Tom Duval, 6 for Dan Morris, 9 for Adamako, 3 for Yogi, 9 for Hellcat, who's just had another drama as well. Fair play to Dylan, he's hanging on here. Now they've stopped to drop Lennon a little bit despite being on older tyres. So I don't think he's just getting pulled along by the front two. 5 laps to go. Matt Tibos in the chat cheering on Simply Superman. Yeah, he's looking very good at the moment. But Lynx is right there. They're on the same 8, well, tyres are 1 lap difference. Oh dear, Hellcat's having a bad time of it, unfortunately. He's got going again though. I think the head's gone on that one as the race leaders and drop down into Aqua Minerale. Start climbing up the hill then. Simply Superman holding at about 0.8 of a second gap. Lynx closes back in again then. Over the chicane they go. Gap ebbing and flowing. Lynx closing in a little bit now. Dylan's still hanging on in there despite those tyres being very, very old. And a bit softer rubber. Can they make the Hellcat into the pits? Hopefully he will see this one out. Get some points on the board. Through we come then. Dylan has now lost slipstream to the front two, so this battle for the lead is down to 2. Can he hang on? The Crims though closing in still. Now just 4 seconds behind Lennon. As he might be able to get a podium here, Crims. He's got 4 laps to do with him. Dutch feels too far back in P6. Kelvin hanging on resolutely. Tom Duval P8, I think it's not bad considering he qualified down the back. Down in P9. Zumpy and Adamako, the only real other battle on the track at the moment apart from the lead one. Battling over a top 10 finish. Yogi in 12th in the second Red Bull. Hellcat's on his way again, chasing the goat. Some soft tyres on that car now. Plenty of grip, hopefully. No more dramas to the end of this one. It's a shame, he was looking really strong early on. That was a really good pace. That spin and even then he fought back, but it's just not quite had the rub of the green in this one, unfortunately. But 11 more chances to get it right. But we will stay on this battle for the lead. Simply Superman still leads. The gap is 0.6 of a second. Hugs the inside wall. DRS 4 Lynx behind him. Closing in. The Lynx though has got no battery left. Having said that, Simply Superman has also got very little battery coming down towards turn 1. Lynx not quite close enough for a move this time around, but he is right on the back of the Williams. Crims now just 1.3 seconds behind Lennon. The Mercedes is flying. Dylan resolutely hanging on in P3. He does have 8 seconds of penalties though, so he will be dropping back a little bit. Meanwhile, Yogi, it's Adam and Zumpy still battling. AlphaTauri and Red Bull. Junior and senior team. Both of them on medium tyres. Both of them are 6 laps old. Continue to duke it out. Further back, Yogi and Hellcat on the back of Dutch Tricks, but we'll go back to the lead battle. Lap 29 of 32. And there's going to be 3 laps to go when they cross the line. Can Simply Superman hang on for his first FTRL win? Or will Lynx be claiming another one as he bids to get his title ambitions off to the dream start? It's been a good exit from Simply Superman there. Got that gap up to 0.7 of a second. Lynx now will pop open the DRS though. Here he comes, both of them on just 10-11% of battery. Lynx is close enough. Crims goes to P4. drafts past Lennon. He's on to P4 and closing in on Dylan. In fact, he's already on the podium technically. Dylan has got 8 seconds of penalties. Further back, that's Tom Duval going past QVR Kelvin into P7. Yellow flag, oh no. Hellcat again next to that chicane in the wall. Not been his night, unfortunately. Battle for the lead though. Hossing up Links has closed in, then through Akko Minerali up to the chicane. He knows chances are diminishing. Oh, Super Super has a big twitch on the power. Snaps to the inside. He's going to give Links a bit of a run. Is he going to go for a move into Ravazza 1? Is he close enough? Not quite. Shows in the mirrors. Through Ravazza 2, but he is close enough this time. He's a lot closer this time, out of the final corner. Onto the start-finish straight we go. Is he going to be close enough for a move? Dan Morris with the penalty further back. Here we go. DRS is open. Which side does he go? Which side does Superman give him? Superman covers the inside. He'll have to go the long way around. Not able to find a way through. Goes a little bit deep into 1. Oh, big slide. Big slide there from Links. Gap opens up to 0.8 of a second again. I'm on the penultimate lap now. Dylan's got Crims right behind him as well. Crims is still coming. I think he's just going to run out of laps. He's going to get onto the podium regardless. Yeah, Dylan's going to let him go. I think he knows that's not his battle. Can Crims close that 2.3 second down in the 1.5 laps that remain? We shall see. These two are pushing hard though up front. Simply Superman got the gap opened up again after that big slide from Links. And further back, Adamako's got the move done on Zumpy, so back ahead of him into the top 10. Two Honda rear wings crest over the hill. The battle we need to see is the one for the lead. Oh, further back is that Yogi. Links had a spin at the hairpin, starting the final lap of the race then. Simply Superman hugging the inside. Links is too far back. He's got the DRS. He'll start closing in. Simply Superman burning his battery. Links has got no battery left. Into the first chicane. One of the opportunities gone then. No more DRS chances until the run to the line. Can Links get close enough for a move? We're on the final lap then. Through the Villeneuve chicane they go for the final time. Crims I don't think is going to be a factor in this one. He's not closing in enough. I think he's probably run out of tyre. There he is in the background. It's a stunning recovery. I think had the race stayed strung out, he might have been a factor in this one, but as it is, not quite able to make its way back through. Still, podium start to seed him is a very good effort from him. But Simply Superman doing everything he needs to do out of the chicane for the final time. No dramas this time. Crims is closing. Links, I think, is now conceded this one. Just 2 corners to go into Ravazza 1 for the final time. Into Ravazza 2 for the final time. It has been a stunning drive from the Williams man, and Simply Superman is simply your race winner. The Williams man wins in Imola. Links is second, Crims is third. Great job from them. Dylan's going to cross the line in P4, but will drop back with those penalties. Lennon gets 4th, Dutch gets 4th in the end. Lennon 5th, great return for him. Dylan gets P6. Tom Navarro's got a penalty, so he will go no higher than 7th. Good job from him though from the back of the grid. QVR Kelvin will be 8th. Dan Morris, oh no, Zumpy jumps up to 8th there. Ahead of QVR Kelvin. Dan Morris is P10. Adamako 11th. Oh, and Yogi's had a drama and got no wing on the final lap. And Hellcat, whose race has just unravelled, unfortunately for him, but he has got to the finish. So kudos to you for finishing the race, mate. Very much appreciated. Better luck next time around. He crosses the line. Yogi, no front wing on that car. Struggling to turn it through the final couple of corners, but he will get to the flag. And he will finish the race in the pit lane. Cruising across the line to finish the race. And there we have it then, a dramatic start to the season. The reigning champ, pole sitter, race leader drops out on lap 3. Crims gets a driver of the day. Coming started towards the back, comes through for a podium, a stunning effort from them. Great job, Logan, mate, well done. But it is simply Superman who takes his first FTRL victory. Starts the season with a first time winner, love to see it. Great job from him. Links though, P2 from him, great job. For the season 17 champ, is he going to be a factor over the next 11 weeks? And Crims as well, great recovery. Another one who is possibly in the mix for the title, we shall see. Your final classifications then are as follows. Simply Superman is your winner, from Links, from Crims, up from P14 up to third. Dutch Tricks takes the fastest lap and salvages a P4, but could have been a little bit better for the AlphaTauri man, but for that pit call early on. Lennon on his return to Div 1 P5, great job from the Alfa Romeo man despite that spin. Getting back into it, Dylan, who had great race. Just that penalty, that pit stop penalty, just costing him a better result there at the end. He finishes P6 though, solid points in the opening round. SLX Tom LD, good job from him, from 17th, comes home P7. Zumpy had an eventful race, ends up with a top 10 finish in P8. QR Kelvin from the back of the grid comes up to P9, and Dan Morris rounds out the top 10. Adamako, Yogi and Hellcat, the finishers of retirements were Ad Andwar, Maxi Syme, Funky Chicken, Wesker and Tico, of course, going off early on. So, has that blown the title race wide open already? We've seen in the last couple of seasons how one missed race, one DNF can be all that stands between you and not winning a title. Missed you on track 2, Len, mate. Good to have you back. And that then is the end of action for this evening. But of course, as I mentioned earlier, we are back with Div 2 tomorrow from 8 o'clock. That's more F1 action coming up then from FTRL this week. And no GT Sport for the moment. I say no more GT Sport, no GT7 for the moment as we wait for the glitches to be worked out of the game. But rest assured that planning is afoot for our first season on a GT7. And we have very exciting news that we're going to 3 divisions of GT racing to look forward to. So yep, lots and lots of interest in the new game, lots of possibilities, just going some glitches to be sorted out for the online capabilities of the game, and then GT7 will be on your screens Thursdays and Fridays to be confirmed. And of course ACC back on Mondays as well. Unfortunately no coverage of that, so please do, just if you can find one of the drivers in that and want to watch the streams, please do so. We have got some spaces as well, so if anybody is interested in joining our ACC league, please do get in touch with us at our FTRL ACC page, or message the FTRL page on Twitter. But for this evening, that is the end of the coverage. Thank you very much for joining me. For those who have commented in the stream and tuned in, thank you very much. It is appreciated as always. Thank you again to the Div 1 boys for putting on an excellent show. Great start to the season, and looking forward to see what Div 2 brings tomorrow. But for this evening, thank you very much and good night.